Welcome back to World of Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria Classic Blind. We're getting ready for our next dungeon here. Stormstout Brewery. Got the quests, got the place. Now we just need the inventory to be fixed. We've got a lot of things we need to sell. Some upgrades to upgrade to actually be upgrades. And that's pretty much it. Let's see what we can do with all this. One thing we need to consider is if we want to keep some of like the cooking stuff, if we want to work on all the other cooking stuff. Mostly we're focusing on we have the grill business, because that's getting us what we actually need here. I'm just going to buy some lungfish. We could also go fishing. That's also an option. It's also an option. Also, there's some Brewfest stuff, which might be a thing. We check in achievements here. World events, Brewfest. There is this one here. Wearing 3 pieces of Brewfest clothing, get clothes, smash and dance in Dalaran. Wasn't required for the meta achievement for the world event stuff, but it's something we could do. And there could be potential like world event rewards and things. When is that on the calendar here? Here's Brewfest. The Darkman Fair. There's a Harvest Festival. Ongoing Brewfest until the 6th. Alright, that's a while. Here it is. Brewfest ends. So it's still going. Could look at that too while we're over here. Although we also need to get to Dalaran, so that's a different question. Anyways.
Would you like to purchase
let's
something?
do some stuff here. Repair the gear. Even though we're going to be possibly getting rid of some of it for the upgrades and everything. More about that later. Did a full auction scans, which have the updated values of everything here. Make the best choices we can here. Things we don't need, things that are cheap enough that's not a problem. Could try to auction these charbroiled tiger steaks. Those are 250 strength for an hour. Meanwhile, we have these eternal blossom fish, which are 275 strength for an hour. So that's better. Technically, would be useful at level 85 and 86, since these ones require level 87. Or level 88, so kind of have that all under control. So that's nice. Ghost iron, we have a lot. I'm going to be able to do something with that, in theory. Could sell this rice pudding. That's more of a expertise thing. We'll keep the cooking stuff for now. We're gonna need to buy different amounts of all of them for depending on what we're trying to do. Still, this is some very cheap regular tea. Vendor that. That's a food item. Can sell that. If it's already food, it's less valuable. Probably could use some of this wind wool cloth. Makes more stuff. Sharp fangs is a gray item. Ribs would be food. Armor's tooth. This massive thing is soulbound. For some reason. That's 5 gold. Yes. Cloth. Wrist. Waist. Bind equip. I have very little hope for green auction stuff. Not really something too valuable. In theory, somebody could be purchasing them to break down or something, but ultimately it doesn't really happen too often. Soulbound leg plates, can sell those. Some more gray stuff. Another soulbound item here, just a foxtail. Soulbound oddly shaped bone. If some scholar would be interested in this. I doubt it, based on the fact that it's a gray item. That's kind of the whole idea of gray items, is they actually aren't useful. Lower level ring. Soulbound random shells. Carve into something lovely. No. Raw turtle meat. Some of these auction prices are probably also not quite correct. And also you can just buy a lot of very similar level stuff from just shops. So, ultimately, probably not really worth anything. Old necklace, sell that. Graze. Magical banana. Just a banana on the ground, which will trip up the first person to walk over it. Keep that as just a fun thing to have. Here we've got some gloves, which have intellect on them. We got this from one of the wandering rare guys, so that's not going to help too much. Can also be on the lookout for anything we somehow have not gotten the cosmetic appearance of. Should have mostly gotten that by now. Soulbound chest plate, worse than one we got from another spot. 410. Gray, crab meat, shiny carapace, another gray. More ghost iron, oh my goodness. Soulbound, lower level cape. Or same level cape with slightly different things. It's all fine. Dried peaches, it's a finished food item. Leather gloves, which we can't get the appearance of because it's leather for some reason. Have to do a hat. Could in theory have some value. This has a cosmetic look for a hat. Yeah, it's a hat. Among things that could, in theory, actually have value, things that are actually different would be higher on the list, I would assume. So a necklace, so on shoulders, a green cabbage, just one of them. Could technically be a food item. Here's a ring. Carrot, that's a food thing. We always end up with one extra melon seed somehow. Let's get rid of it. Inert elemental spheres. Those ones that got from the last thing that weren't the ones we needed for things. Soulbound. A soulbound gray item that sells for money. It's basically just money, but in a more interesting form, I suppose. Chest piece, don't need that. Okay.
Alrighty then.
There are a few things in here we could sell. Or at least possibly try to sell. How is our mailbox looking? We do not sell this, because it is not worth anything. It's gone now. Could have sold that to a shop for 12 silver, but you know, it's something. Let's try to sell some stuff. Anybody want these? No, not really. You can kind of tell if an item has any actual market by if there's any on the market. 135 here. So someone wants to be really cheap about it, they could buy these. Possibly is a gold. We have 34 of them. I don't have high hopes for this. Let's compare some other stuff. How about a rice pudding? No, also. No, not really. For the actual stuff that actually has, there's not really much tiger meat either. I mean, there's 1,745 of these at that price. Yeah, things that aren't really worth anything, you can tell, just aren't really worth anything. Here's the ghost iron. This is a thing that has some market to it. Look at all these. Thousands of here, thousands here, 2,000 at this price. And then one being sold for 39,000 gold. In case somebody misclicks or the add-on messes up or something. Oh yeah. In terms of actually being able to buy or sell things, there is a market for this. So we can kind of keep it. Also, we can just purchase them when we need it, because we just get it from the bank anyways. We would just buy enough that we would be able to use it. It's probably the easier way to deal with this. That's a thought. Profile breast. Selling. Again, a decent market for that. Could be something to worry about later. Let's just post these other meats and things we don't really need, as far as I know. We mostly just need currently the melons and the other thing that's actually used for that, which we don't have any of. Here's some ribs. Go nuts. We're going to keep some of our ghost iron, though. Auction price down to less than 2 gold each. But we do have 272 of them, so that's something. Here's some turtle meat. Keep this banana. A singular crab meat. Less impressive. This hat has 1 option here. It's got a decent price history. I have my doubts on that. I can worry about that. If I want a cabbage, there you go. And 1 carrot. I do a little bit of farming stuff. Could be something. Well, that's okay. Okay. Well, that'll do for that bunch of things, I suppose. Sell a few more things back to the shop here. Just don't have high hopes for those. I'll just sell this hat. Okay. So that gets us to here.
Off and away.
I'm gonna go put this banana in the bank. Just throw a banana out. That's amusing. We got enough space in here since we cleaned it up a bit. A few more comedy items and stuff. That's okay. Do we have anything that would count as Brewfest stuff? Got festive stuff. Spring robes. Fire festival. Winter. Elkin dress. Sounds of summer. I don't feel very Brewfest stuff. I have to see the shops and stuff, that is. That's a problem for later. Here is more of our wind wool cloth. And wind wool regular bandages. Sure that we're going to be getting towards actual
Have a good one.
bigger ones at some point here. First aid. Heavy wind wool bandages. There we go. Great those. And that's getting us a few first aid levels. Okay. And that heals 96,000 over 8 seconds. Compares into our regular bandages here, which are much less. Got some levels too. I think there is an even higher level version of this or something. Last level of that. It's 567 first aid. We could try to sell these lower level ones. Can we even use these? Yep, 85. Who would be purchasing these lower level bandages? Nobody. That makes sense. We'll see what level is required for the higher level bandages. There's like regular, and then there's heavy. There's some kind of comboed heavy something something bandages. It's a later level. We're at 567, so we're kind of getting there. Ish. Trainer. First aid trainer. Nothing? Maybe not.
See you around.
I'm making it up. Heavy wind wool bandages. Wind wool. Wind wool. There's heavy and regular. Wind cloth, heavy wind cloth. Eh, whatever. Dense. Field bandage, dense ember silk. Is it 500? Field bandage, dense. Dense ember silk. Field bandage, dense ember silk. Uses 2 heavy ember silk. So, dense. The other one here. Let's only this one. Ember silk to dense. It feels. That's 45. This one's also 45. Just use a different amount. So this was a thing. Level 75. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. Not that we ever really use bandages anyways. Now we have these ones. Requires 550. I would think there'd be something at like the max level or whatever. What about that? Probably not. Anyways, let's get to the next things we need to do here. Making some stuff. Higher bars and stuff here. I don't even think we need this many bars. I already have this many. Let's have these, which requires item level 417. This is 419, but it doesn't have a socket. These are 399. Anything else we have it? 417. 399. 419. Chestplate with no sockets. 400. 400. 415. Not quite. 419 ring, which not gonna do much for us here.
How are you? Safe travels.
Yeah, these are useful at level 417. Gonna be possibly adding a socket to this belt, so that's not gonna work for that. So we need a lower level bold gem. If we can put that in there. Also, can we put that in there? Socket. Where's the belt buckle? Cannot be used on items level 417 or higher. Eternal. Can be used on items 300 or higher. So we can only add this belt buckle up to 417. And after that, it's over. And then bracers. Socket requirement to activate. This one seems to just keep on working. So we're going to lose the ability to put a socket on a belt. But besides that, it's going to be fine. We can do it this time, though. When we find a better belt, it's going to become unsocketed. Which means it's really going to have to be a much better belt. That's going to be losing out on, like, what? 40 strength or something? Well, that's not ideal. Shopping. Need updated. New list. Recent searches. All thing cloak stuff. Yeah. Looking for bold. In the search options, item classes, gems. For everything here? Okay. There was a sort by strength, that'd be good. Look at the numbers here. That's a 160 strength at 417. 120 strength at 417. So again, we can't use those. Looking for something a little bit worse. 40 at 285. I think there was a 50. Here's a 50, level 300. And 160 at 417. That's just the same as this one. So the plus 50 is pretty expensive. It's kind of worth it. We only need one right now. 200 gold? I'll take it. What do we got this 16,000 gold for? If we're not going to use it for upgrades and stuff. We're also going to need a belt enchantment. Yeah, this is significantly stronger than our previous belt. Plus we can put a socket on, so we don't lose that much of the socket bonus. Lose a little bit of expertise. It's okay, I guess. That's a lot more strength and crit and all that. So that's nice. So we do need something on here. It's an enchantment, perhaps. We also did reforge this belt slightly, which is something. Something to consider, I guess. What do we have on here? We look for belt enchantments. Or waist enchantments, or something. Shopping. Cloak enchantment. Extended search active. Search options. Belt consume enchant search. That's just belt buckles. That's what we're doing with the buckle. So the buckle counts as the enchantment, essentially. So what do we do? What do we do after that, then? If we get past the belt buckle here, past 417, there's just nothing to put on belts. Or maybe there's some kind of belt enchantment guy later on, like with the helms and shoulders. Another system or something, in theory. What if we search options? Waste. Nothing. Well, alrighty then. We will belt buckle that in. It's gonna be great. What do we need for that? Make it. We could just buy it. To craft, we have to buy all these other things. I mean, we're a blacksmith. We'll make it ourselves. Why not? Elemental Earth, Elementium bars, and Pyrium bars. Assume we can get all these things for these prices. Shopping for. Just click on here. Copy this. Hey. That's what you like to see. I'd like to buy 4 of those. Buy now. For 1 gold each. Pretty good. To grab some Elementium bars. Like 4 of those. And Pyrium bars. 4 of those. Okay. In theory, cheaper than purchasing the belt buckle. It also brings up the question, if you just buy those stuff and try to sell the belt buckles back, make an assumption that people would actually purchase the belt buckles. And everybody's going to have their 417 and higher belts that can't even be socketed anymore. So that is the potential issue. And the steel belt buckle, create that. Alright. Buckle onto the girdle. Possibly the last of these we're going to use. Socket in the plus 50 strength. Should have clicked to socket. What are we doing? Socket, boom. No. Back. Other one. Right click the socket. This is the new one. Doesn't come with its own socket or a socket bonus, but that's still alright. Plus 50 strength. Okay. So in total, compare these. We were at 36.95. With this on, it's at 37.19. Attack power goes up by quite a bit. Expertise goes down though. Parry chance 0.32%. Which is 0%. Do need to get a little bit more expertise on something here. That'll just come from better equipment and everything though, so it's fine. Next up is the helmet, which we're looking at here. This one comes with Mastery. Loses all that socket bonus. Still kind of better. Plus 171 strength. Minus 134 strength. And 3% crit. Minus haste. Plus mastery. Just worth kind of getting a higher level stuff going here anyways. It's at least similar. Look at DPS goes down because of the haste, but that really does not show the whole story. Attack power goes also down. But we don't have the plus 60 strength and plus 35 mastery on here. So we do need to get that enchanted. Also, it looks less impressive, to be sure. Let's go get this helmet enchanted. That's gonna be at one of these spots. I think that is Twilight Highlands. Deep Hole is shoulders. We still have these ones. We're still working on getting new sets of stuff here. Some things we technically could have already switched over to. Especially with the set bonuses and extra sockets and stuff. Really has not been exceptionally stronger. Is that a different spot now? I was over here before. I don't know. Ashblow, Bash of Twilight, Grimbatol. High Bank. Over to Thundermine. I'm good. Huh. Yeah, that should be another bit of strength and mastery. That'll help with increasing the attack power and everything. And the more mastery again, which is also good. Losing some of the base mastery from just the helmet itself. Maybe? Mastery, 88 mastery. Is that mastery? Mastery. Mastery is the other one. Just the expertise, which is down. Or something. Doesn't show the total actual totals of everything. It's kind of a mess. Anyways. Work with what we got here. Let's get a helmet enchant. This is 419. I'm assuming the purchasable enchantments are actually good. Is in the right spot? Nope. A different village. Other things should still work on the higher level stuff. We definitely do need to continue further into Miss Pandaria areas. Get to where we can actually purchase the higher level enchants and stuff. Helmets. Boots. Helm, gloves. Tabard. Pen. MacLeod disappearance.
Good.
Where's the right guy? You're the quartermaster.
Talk to me.
Other spent. There's your goods. Who does this? These are just equipment. Mental Flames. Griffin. Wildhammer Clan Quartermaster. Wildhammer Clan. Yeah. $330. 346. 359. Tabard.
Watch your back.
Anybody else have what we're actually looking for here? Civil Master. Brewfest stuff.
Hi.
You guys just have
Off
coins.
with you.
What's this guy, right? Yeah, it's been removed for some reason.
Great to meet you.
Updates. Could always be something
How
here.
are you?
Well, it changes things a bit, doesn't it? If we're missing out on the sockets and the enchantments, that really does limit things.
Off with you.
How strange. He's definitely the right guy.
Here there.
Or our friends. We got the tabard. We are highly involved with them here. These are exalted stuff which we would have. Belts, gloves, boots.
Watch
Yep.
your back.
If that's gonna be the case, I guess we just stick with our current helmet. It's better in pretty much every way. Yeah, just better. More DPS, more attack power because we're lacking the plus 60 strength. Might be missing something here. I don't know. That brings up a question for potential shoulder stuff too. See if we can pop over to Deepholm. See if we can find a shoulder enchant there anymore. We're just out here, removing things. Just making things worse for some reason. Could also be just somewhere entirely different. Mystery stuff. I don't know. Wild out here. Let's go check. Also could have just moved both of them to Deepholm, for all we know. Making changes. Different levels of stuff, different everything. Let's got the portal here. Go directly to where we need to go to. Stormwind. Here is Therazane's throne. Here we are. Here's Therazane Quartermaster. Supplies. This doesn't have stuff. This goes to shoulder slide items. See, this is what I was talking about. Shoulder slide item, shoulder slide item, shoulder slide item, shoulder slide item. So why were all the helm slide items gone? That was the right spot, right? We went to there for the one that wasn't here. So the shoulder slot enchants exist, but the helmet ones don't. Also potentially a bug. Entirely possible. This is something nobody else actually cares about. If we knew, assuming that there's new fact and reputation, shoulder and helm enchants, and maybe belts too now. Just haven't gotten to that point. Probably. Alright. Guess we're not gonna worry about it. I suppose we could check the auction house for helm enchants. Maybe that's over there now. Who knows? Got another raiding guild invite here. Not at that point whatsoever. Only because of how to do things here. That's okay. Let's check for helmet chance. Shopping. Cloak and chance. Search options. Helm. Consumable item enchant. Search. Nothing. Okay. Mysterious. Who knows? Anyways. Well, that's gonna be fine. Guess we could keep it in case we find where we can get helm enchants from. Because then it would technically be better. It's a weird system we got going on here. DPS. Save it. At least the belt is something we can manage ourselves. So we're selling this. We keep this in the bank, I guess. Let's get the tank set equipped, which is questionable to say the least. Compare some stuff here. We get a whole bunch of stamina and parry and expertise, but lose some dodge on this one-handed gardener's mace. That's worth it. Go from that to that. One-handed. We've got a trinket here, which would give stamina, just a whole bunch of it. And then chance to grant critical strike and throw a watermelon. Current quote-unquote tank trinkets here. We've got this one, which grants dodge stacking. This one which gives a chance at dodge and always a bunch of stamina. This is always even more stamina. The chance at crit instead of dodge. Stacking dodge up to 780. That's only slightly better than this one's. Well, this one's stamina instead of whichever one. Dodge. Crit. Doesn't feel as tanky. I think we're gonna go with that. Those two. Here's a new shield. That's better dodge and armor and stamina and strength and expertise, but less parry. It's a shield, it's probably fine. Only slightly better anyways. Not a big difference. Here is some gloves, which will lose some socket bonuses, hit and mastery, more strength and stamina and dodge. Seems good to me. Plate gloves, which don't even cover the hands. Fascinating. And another trinket here with parry and a chance at mastery. Again, Really question the existence of like purely tank gear at this stage. Save equipment tank. Yeah. Well, that's alright. Not like we're currently using it anyways. Oh, so with that, the next order of business is a new weapon. Skill up with the Spirit Blade Decimator, two-handed axe. 415, or to the 404 of both of these. Should be instantly just pretty good. Requires Ghost Iron and some Spirits of Harmony, which we totally have. One, make another. There are only 5 more motes off being able to make a second one of these, which auctions for 2,800 gold apparently. I'm just also interested in potential recipes for higher level blacksmith and stuff. Look at our skills here. Professions, blacksmith at 569. It's kind of the highest level thing that was even in the shop. Shop for search options, item class, recipes, specifically blacksmithing. I don't know if we can do item level for that. Search for those though. Higher price, 365, 525 for item 378. Let's even search item level here. Item level min 400. Search. Doesn't work. Item level, how about 85? Search also doesn't work. Inconvenient, to say the least. 525 for 397. 397, 397, 200, 397. 496 requires blacksmithing 600 for requires level 90 stuff. That's more something we'd be interested in. Plans Bloodforged Warfists. Okay. So no way we can search for that. So to scroll down through here. See if we see anything with a higher level blacksmithing requirement. This one's already known. This is blacksmithing 600. Yeah, we can't even use that yet. I guess we could buy the recipe for use later. Or just not worry about it. Oh, here's one. Unyielding blood plate. I'm level 496. That's a lot higher. Crazy. Gauntlets of Unbound Devotion, intelligence stuff. These could come from anywhere. Just a limitless fate, instilling a spirit. There's also the matter of acquiring things. Got some cheaper ones here too. Doesn't seem like there's too many things in here. Could just be drops from stuff, as far as I know. Yeah. So we really do not need all this ghost iron, clearly. It's an absolute state. Well, let's make one weapon here. We could technically go ahead and purchase the other one, but we're gonna get 5 more of these motes eventually. That's fine. 415. That's a lot less than 496 or whatever that was. My goodness. We can make one then. If we get more motes of harmony, we could, in theory, make some of these to sell, in case people cared about that. Alright. The other 415 weapon is dropped off from giving 5 levels up. Fascinating. Is there anything else in the shop here?
Great to meet you.
Train me? Nope, nothing.
Be good.
Alright, sure. And we're gonna enchant for that too. Let's get a look at this weapon here. Also, do we care which of these we use? I think we have a racial bonus to like maces or something. So the axes and the swords are basically the same, all things considered. Chance, spells, attack speed, haste, chance, crit chance, expertise. Yeah, something like that. So I guess it depends. Which one do we like better of these two weapons that we're not going to need anymore? Don't need two of them. They're essentially the same. They have the same damage, the same strength, stamina, speed. This one has crit and mastery. This one has expertise and mastery. Take the one. We'll keep the one with expertise for right now. Yeah, that's probably a better bet. Junior Greatsword. And new Spirit Blade Decimator. Equip it. That's pretty fancy. Thinner handle here for that, but alright. Pretty cool. And let's go get an enchant for this. We're just still using the landslide. The other ones are just way too expensive. I guess we could splurge a little bit here for a higher level enchantment, since we are going to be possibly keeping this for a while. A lot of the time we end up keeping the weapons for an extended period of time. Search options, weapon, prices, spirit increases, strength or agility by 1650 when dealing melee damage. Sometimes increased strength or agility by 1650. Highest stats always chosen. It's pretty good. 1650 strength. There's 42 of those available. How about Colossus? Mocha protection spell absorbing a bunch of damage. Also an option. Dodge, a bunch of dodge. There's agility by 120, haste by 30. Here's land sign. Sometimes increase attack power by 1,000. Disarm effects, expertise by 200, not stack. Want some more expertise? That's an idea. Just increasing attack power is also an option. Even its attack power. Attack power is 13,000. So sometimes increase it by 1/13, essentially. Now this one up here, increasing strength by 1650. Our strength is 64. What if we can justify 3,800 gold right now, though? I can get something slightly less for 250. Let's stick with that. Going to get eventually level 90 weapons. And then we'll worry about getting super expensive things. For now, that's at least something. Okay. It's at least something. Take that. Use that. We can always put a more expensive one on if we wanted to. That should sometimes increase the damage somewhat. Okay. Not bad. They're both the same. We can see all the expertise sections here. That'll work. Store this helmet away. Sell the other bits here. And the cheap bandages.
Good day to you.
Going to need to get a few more windwool cloth in order to make the best bandages here. Not that we use them. Really need all these bars and ores at this point either. Another question. Potentially not. I don't see them changing much in price at this point, so not too worried about it. I'm gonna keep mining them though. Just having a good time here. I'll store this cloth. This old belt. Store this helmet in case we figure something out about that.
See you later.
That's something. In terms of getting more blacksmithing levels, though, it's also a potential problem. When you get up to 579 for making these, maybe. Theoretical profit, assuming you have the Spirits of Harmony, which we don't. That's something. Could make a go short here. Agility, stamina, crit mastery. Not really what we're looking for. We get the appearance at the cost of everything. Or we just save the Spirits of Harmony, assume they're used for anything later, which is possible. Sell some stuff here.
Hi, how are you?
Browse the goods. Sell these cheap engines nobody wants. Old and lower level stuff and new stuff we don't actually want to use for the quote-unquote tank set. Oh, that's something. Okay.
Very well then.
Ooh, charm. Journal. Iron begins a quest. Level 90. Working on that. But also get some more cooking stuff to make more of these. Eternal Blossom Fish. We need 8 of those for these melons. But if we go out and get more melons, we can do at least 12. Let's buy 12 Jade Lungfish. Lungfish. That'll be good. That'll get some levels here. 12. Or we could fish them. Also an option. Not worried about it. Give me those fish. Okay. Then give me a fire. Here's one. And hook it up. It's a fire. Work. Got fire in here. Grumble, grumble. Can we make a cooking fire? Is that something we can do? Abilities. General. Constant around passive seer trainer. Already looked at that. Not a thing. Those are the 4 wins, passive seer trainer. Nope. 3 arms. Oh, it's professions. I think in professions. Cooking fire. There it is. There you go. We also put on our cooking hat. If we really cared. Cooking. 562. 564. Very good. There is higher level stuff in the Way of the Grill and everything. Worry about that later. There you go. We have 4 more lungfish to use on 4 more piles of melons that we can get back over there. That'll be good. We got enough time left in the Brewfest event. Worry about that later. Well, I mean, we can get to it from just activating it from here, but it'll be fine. Queue up for the Storm Stout Brewery. Should be great. Basic level. Not any of the heroic or higher level stuff. We're not that level yet. In theory. We will see. Next time. Goodbye.